Fellas, say goodbye to Chuck Sherman the boy. I am now a man. I highly recommend you join the club. We are doing the wild thing all night.
Acid house music.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Sherm.
Sherman, I cook all this food. Is that all you gonna eat?
General Sherman realized and understood the importance of house music.
So, do you know anything about techno?
No.
Listen.
Get it on.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another brand new episode of Sherm in the Booth. I'm, of course, your host, Sherm. Today is Wednesday, September 11th, 2019. Guys, this is episode 79079 of In the Booth, and I'm so excited to share this episode with you. Out of all the Chicago DJ producers I've had on Sherm in the Booth in the past, I am 150% sure I've seen Steve Gerard live the most. He is a multi-dimensional talent behind the decks, but in the studio, it's almost next level. He is so talented, guys. The first hour and a half we spent during this interview, went over to his studio on the west side. We listened to unreleased music across 6 different genres that he's made. Unreal. I had so much fun in this interview and hearing about his story. He is a wild guy, and I know he's going to agree with me when I say that. But enough of me talking, guys. Let's get into it right now. Here we go, episode 79 with Steve Gerard. Where did it start for you, like, as a fan? Because, like, you speak from the crowd's perspective, like, your perspective there. Like, obviously, you're the DJ, you're the sound person, but you really are seeing it from the ears of the people coming, right?
It has to be. Sound is the most important thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a dog shit sound system, it ain't going to translate well to the crowd. We notice it immediately, like,
right.
From soundbar perspective, like, I would play shows, like, before we revamped that whole system, and it's like, you'd have a huge drop of some sort, and people would just be like, it looked like a high school dance, you know, like, people would just be kind of like meandering around all over the fucking place, meandering around, like, no one even, I don't think anybody knew it was a drop or anything, and, like, now you have a big system, and it's like, everything's very, like, fine-tuned, definitive. That's the main part of the vibe. You could have the sickest club in the world, but if you have a dog shit sound system, it doesn't matter.
Right,
you know?
right.
And that matters a lot to artists as well.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
There's tons of artists that will, and actually it's standard for most riders. It's like, when you book an artist, you have to tell their agent, like, a lot of times they'll ask, what's the sound system?
Yeah.
Like, what do you have component wise? We need to know, because if it ain't up to their standard, they're gonna do it. They're gonna hightail it out of there.
Shit. Was that an issue you faced when you were assistant manager? Like, people would say they're not going to play based on these component standards?
Well, for one, that was never my title, assistant manager, for one.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, it was just one of those things where
you were running
went up the totem pole. Lawrence became GM. I basically took over all of his old responsibilities.
Okay.
There wasn't really a title to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could definitely see that. Like, Loco Dice, perfect example of somebody who's a total sound Nazi when it comes to it.
We were just talking about him in the way.
He will sound check ruthlessly for about an hour and a half, and, like, the mid, for example, they used to have the Function 1 tops were the actual booth monitors.
Yeah.
They fucking suck. I hated them.
They're
not meant to be monitors.
Dude,
so every time Loco Dice would play, they would have to rent L Acoustics monitors.
Thank you for saying that, by the way, yeah.
It's really important.
Yeah.
And I hate having a shitty sounding booth. Like,
yeah.
That's the worst.
Yeah, it is.
It's horrible.
Where is your favorite place to DJ in Chicago? Soundbar?
Soundbar, Spy Bar, and, to be honest, fucking Exit. I love Exit. I love
Exit.
Love it there. The upstairs, it's like maybe 125 cap. Big sound, but it's just fucking, it's great. Yeah. Just a dark shithole room, like, yeah.
Raw.
People fucking all over it's great. I love it. Total, super raw room. I love it.
Yeah. It's like fucking the metal of techno.
It is, yeah.
Right?
And the whole bottom level is all industrial, metal, punk, everything. Upstairs, banging techno.
Now, the places you just mentioned are places that have been in Chicago for a long time.
Yeah.
What's their recipe?
I don't think there's really a recipe to longevity. You just have to... I think it's more so knowing the position you're in as a venue. Like, Soundbar knows they've been around for, I think it's like 16 years now.
Long time.
And Spy Bar is, I think, 28.
The longest in Chicago, right?
No way.
Smart Bar?
Smart Bar. I would give Club to smart. But Exit's been open since the 70s, for example.
Oh shit!
Yeah, Exit's been open for a hot fucking minute. But yes,
I didn't know that.
Spy Bar. Yes, I would say in terms of like the major like DJ forward clubs.
Yeah.
I would say Spy Bar's probably been around longest.
Yeah, I mean, Loco Dice goes there, like, to bring him back up, right?
Yeah, so it's I would say Spy Bar's been around for a hot minute, but Spy Bar also realizes like you got to go through periods of change. So it's like recently they just upgraded their whole sound system, and it's fucking fantastic now. Infinitely better. They went from Dynacord to, and I forget the name of the new company, but it's a brand new company. It sounds awesome in there. But
the
like,
booth is great too.
Yeah, they remodeled a bunch of shit, and yeah, so it's infinitely better than it was. I think it's just going through periods of change and keeping shit interesting, and obviously having good acts,
right,
to drive people in.
Yeah, and I mean knowing your market too, right?
Yeah.
I mean like all those places, and like you said, Soundbar trusts you for those types of things.
Yeah, and that's the one thing I like most about Soundbar, and which is why I personally think that it's the best club in this city, is it's all it's a melting pot for every type of music. There's something for everybody every single weekend of every month. Versus like, don't get me wrong, Spy Bar is amazing, but Spy Bar is more house, underground oriented only. Versus Soundbar, one week we'll have a dubstep show on a Friday. Saturday we'll have a fucking techno show. Yeah. Next week we'll have a big trance show. Yeah. Week after that we'll have like a lo-fi weird hip-hop show or something, right? And repeat the process. It's always something different for everybody, which I think keeps it interesting, and I think is a big contributor to why it's been around that long.
It helps the scene so much here. I mean, and just the different rooms, like we were talking about, like the round room is sometimes house and techno or whatever. Downstairs is like fucking open format type style. It's
which
amazing.
Is a good thing to have, because I mean, with having a venue that large, you're not turning away people off the street that just want to go out, have a good time, that aren't knowledgeable.
Let's go to the
about
club,
what's going
right?
on. Yeah. So it's good to have a place for people like that, still drive business in, while also we could also do awesome shows up on the main floor.
Yeah. I love Soundbar. Soundbar is one of the first places I went to when I moved to Chicago.
Soundbar is fun.
4.5 years ago. That's amazing. So you started working there in 2012?
2012 or 2013, yeah. Before that, I was doing a weekly party called Zombies vs. Skeletons, and we would have metal hardcore bands play like the first half hour, and then it was just tear out fucking like trap and dubstep shit, and I would bartend those, and they were a fucking blast. Like they were awesome, and it was right down the street. We did it at Cobra Lounge, and it was a party. I think we did it for like 5 years. It ran its course, made our money off of it, and it kind of turned into like the other dude I did it with went out on tour with a band tour managing, and the other dude had kids, and it's like, then Lawrence was like,
this is the time.
Come with me.
Right.
Let's fucking do this. I was like, all right. I was all in at that point.
Was that around the same time as Porn and Chicken kind of getting their thing going on Evil Olive?
Oh, this was after. This was after that. I actually played the first ever Porn and Chicken.
Did you?
It was at Risque Cafe. In Wrigleyville. Yeah. I had to like bring my CD.
Is that still there?
No, man. It's some bro bar right now called like Clark Street Beach and shit. And it's this dude spilling vodka Red Bulls all over the place.
Girls throwing up in their hands. Yeah, Wrigleyville shit.
Yeah. Typical Wrigleyville behavior.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a great launch point, and that same venue, Risque, launched Porn and Chicken and launched Zombies vs. Skeletons as well.
That's amazing.
And then after, I think it was at PNC was at Risque for I think maybe like 2 years.
Right.
And then it outgrew it. There was maybe the cap was like 150, if that.
Oh shit.
And there would be fucking a line like 300 feet long down Clark Street, and it's like that was the time for them to move to Evil Olive.
Yeah, and then it was the Mid, and then it's crazy. Orville said it best. He was like, every venue we've gone to, it shuts down, and it's like. It's unbelievable because you guys just like this. It's like an earthquake in the local scene here, right?
The cool thing about those guys is Dom is really smart. I've known Dom for about 12 years now, and
the longest of them all.
Dom is very smart, because I think he realized too, when the Mid closed down and got sold and got demolished, I think that was his kind of wake up to be like, okay, we should go all in on our music now.
Yeah.
We already proved we could throw a fucking banger on a Monday night every week for however many years, for years. Yeah. And they're still fucking great, and they would always turn profit. And they're always great to do business with. And I think it became almost it's a word I'm looking for. I think it just became too habitual for them to keep doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And they were just maybe tired of it, and now they're just fully all in on making music. They have
Yeah.
their label now.
Mm-hmm.
And
So ready to bang, shout
they're,
out, yeah.
So they're motivated to like take their next step for sure, which I think is sick.
Yeah.
And at any time, if they want, they could still throw a fucking a rager
Right.
anytime.
People show
and
out.
pack it, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're such a special part of the Chicago scene. I mean, anything from the fucking chicken outfit to the porn to
Yeah.
the actual fucking chicken to
Yeah, they
Orville's
used to-
mohawk to everybody
they
have.
used to get yelled at Risque a lot for that because there was like big paneled windows and like anyone driving by could just see like some chick getting fucking came on and shit. Like it was great.
Talk about fucking unique though, right?
Yeah, it was a great concept, and the whole concept started off of it was a barbecue and beer place.
Yeah.
There was like 300, 400 different beers on the menu, and then it was awesome barbecue. So like people would come in with their families, order fucking brisket and shit, and we'd be playing like Pink Flamingos and shit on the TVs.
Jesus.
And like you see some dude like eating a bite of his barbecue pork and just looking up, and you see like you see
Oh
a drag
my
queen like
God.
eating a piece of dog shit, and it's like
Yeah.
it's great, just playing like
That's good
shock
stuff.
weird John
Yeah.
Waters films and shit. It
Yeah.
just kind of turned into its own thing.
That's
So for them,
amazing. Fucking
Yeah.
challenging the status quo, man. I mean,
it wasn't on purpose. It just happened, which
Yeah.
I think was the beauty of it. It was so organic. Everything for those. I'm super proud of those guys.
Yeah,
For
I
sure.
mean, dude, super proud of those guys. Super proud of you. I mean, you've done so many great things for the scene. Like, you're from Chicago. You've been
Yeah.
making a positive impact in so many different ways, from the parties you've thrown to the support you've done, the music you're making. I mean, the people don't know what I just sat through, but some fucking incredible music, man. So
Thank you.
I want to
That means a
acknowledge
lot.
you for that. I knew you were a great producer, but I know you're making all these different genres.
Yeah, I think that's really important, not to pigeonhole yourself into like
Yeah.
making one thing, because then it gets a little bland. And it's also important because you want to, like, I don't have a signature sound. Most people do. They know what they want to make. They know what they
Yeah.
like. They know what they play. I mean, I like dabbling all over the place. I love making metal,
Mm-hmm.
dubstep once in a while.
Mhm.
House obviously is like my main thing, but
Yeah.
like shit, sometimes just the ideas aren't flowing, and the best thing to do after that is if something just sounds generic to you, close the project file, save it, throw it on the back burner, and just start a rap beat, something totally
Yeah.
polar opposite to
Yeah.
what, you know, and then new ideas start flowing. That I think that's the best thing to do, you know, and it also helps, like I said earlier, like down the line, if you're sitting in the studio with someone and you're like, want to start working on something, especially
Right.
like collaboration style, which I like doing most,
Yeah.
and then you have a shit ton of ideas to just roll off of each other, pitch to people like, hey, what do you think of this, blah blah blah,
Mhm.
and it's already like half done, it's half mixed already,
Yeah.
and you're like having a shit ton of just dry starting points to, you know, like pitch back and forth to people, or even
Yeah.
just reopen yourself.
Yeah.
Like I said, like I have tons of shit I hated at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll pull the file up like a year later. I'm like, this is fucking sick. What's wrong with me? You know? You're like, God, I'm a fucking idiot.
Right.
Yeah, you'll pull it up and you'll finish it, and you're like, all right, yeah, I'm a dumbass.
Yeah, this is
I don't know
good.
why I let this sit around for a year and a half.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's the brain is an organ, right? And you got to feed it right, and you got to fucking
Yeah.
exercise it.
Something that ain't working for you in January just might hit the spot in like October.
Amen to that, man. I mean, has music always been in your life? Like, were your parents musical at all?
Not
Like,
whatsoever. Both my parents, my dad was a Chicago firefighter. He was a captain. He just retired.
shit.
And then my mother is still a firefighter in Chicago.
No
Both
way.
my parents are firefighters. Yeah, straight blue collar. Like, music was never, and I still fuck with my mom to this day. Like, you fucking bitch. You would put me in fucking baseball. I sucked at it, but you wouldn't put a fucking piano in front of me. Like, she's like, all right, you think you're real smart, don't you? I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah. 100% though. I was never like trained or anything. I think the big thing that helps, and I still tell people to this day, if you want to learn to make music,
Mm-hmm.
the best possible way to go about it is watch people make music.
yeah,
Sit there and just absorb it in like a sponge. If you got
Yeah.
a homie that's knows how to make music, sit there and watch him and just fucking watch. Like,
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to sit and be able to watch guys like fucking like the Yank and all the like the movement music guys,
Mhm.
like Mix and Mark, and just kind of
Yeah.
gradually learn. And then YouTube tutorials too help a whole lot.
oh yeah, of
So
course,
it's
man.
like, yeah, just the way technology has progressed over the last few years has made it so much easier for people to
Mhm.
like make music. And there's a lot of stuff I typically don't like to like dabble in terms of like sound design shit, like making stuff sound super digital and super clean. Like I don't like it's not really
the marching
my bag.
band, like you were talking about,
Yeah,
right? Like bigger,
it's like,
yeah.
like, there's no swing to it.
It's
There's
too
no
uniform.
Soul, there's no soul to it. It's just really like fucking grid lined, and you're like, I can't get into it.
You're not a
like,
military school guy.
No, not at all. Like, yeah, give me a little funk. Give me something that's a little fucked up and not perfect. You know, that gives it character.
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
And that's kind of where I'm at.
I mean, being from Chicago, like, when was your first exposure to electronic music then? Electronic specifically.
I'm pretty sure I was watching a film. I think I was in like sophomore year, like freshman or sophomore year, and it was that Shy FX tune.
Mm-hmm.
With the raga vocal on it and shit, and I was like, that was like my first exposure to like drum and bass. I'm like, this is fucking awesome. Like, this makes me want to like punch my wall.
Yeah,
you know? It's great. So from there, I went to Zero Gravity when I was like a freshman in high school.
Yeah.
And I saw fucking Infinity.
Dude.
And I saw fucking Billy the Kid.
Yeah.
And I'm playing with Billy the Kid for that Chris Lake show in like 2 weeks. And it's like you see these guys, you're like, this is
full
sick.
circle right
You're
there,
like,
huh?
This is sick. Like, I think I can maybe do something with this. And then from there, it was just kind of snowballed really slow at first. Started to like teach myself to DJ and everything.
Yeah.
And probably 4 years after that, I had finally gotten Ableton and Reason, like Ableton like 6, Reason like 3, and like just started playing with it and like coming up with cool ideas. And then maybe like a year and a half, 2 years after I like started learning, I got my first EP signed to Idiot House in Australia. And
how old were you then?
I was a senior in high school.
That's fucking nuts, man.
And that's what was also fun, is because like Chicago is all straight 21 and up, and it's like I was DJing and playing shows with a fake ID, and then like getting fucking obliterated at like someone's loft after, and then like driving to high school the next morning my senior year. It's like it was a bit much, but I'm glad it happened.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then there was, when I was doing the parties, the Zombies vs. Skeletons parties, I kind of threw myself into that. So I took like a 3-year hiatus from like making music.
Really?
And then,
just to DJ, just to focus on the
like I wasn't really DJing either at that point.
Really?
So I took like a
Shit.
solid 3-4 year break, and then when I went back into Soundbar, it started coming along when we started doing all our talent buying ourselves. It became kind of an issue where we were looking for appropriate people to open some of these shows.
Right.
And I did like 2 of them. I was like, fuck it. Forget it. I'll just do it myself. And then I kind of rediscovered how much I loved it. And then I just kind of went fucking all in.
Totally unexpected.
Yeah, it was just really random. And I really don't even have a reason for why I took like a 3-year hiatus. I just kind of...
You still mixing at home or like kind of dabbling around?
No, and that's the thing. Like, I don't really practice or anything. Like, I don't prep sets. I prep my music and I organize it religiously. So it's like, if I see something work, cool, I'm going to stay along that realm. And you know what I mean? It's... If you go in with like a planned set somewhere, it's like, what happens if they don't like it? Then you're fucked, and you got to play this bullshit that nobody likes, you know? Keep tons of music on you at all times.
Right.
You know? And
you never know.
Yeah, you never know what they're going to like, what they're not going to like.
Right.
And, yeah.
And you're a USB only guy, right? Like, you don't use Serato or Tractor or anything?
No Serato. And depending on the show, too, you know, every once in a while you'll have a show where the artist is appropriate enough, and you might have... like, I have a lot of records.
Yeah.
Like, I still buy vinyl to this day. Like, because there's a lot of labels that are vinyl only.
Yeah.
And some of those are just fucking heaters. So I'll buy them, and if it's a club like Spy Bar and Sound Bar are probably the only 2... I shouldn't say that. Smart Bar as well.
Yeah.
There's only a finite amount of clubs that are tooled to be able to have someone play records.
It's different.
You know,
yeah.
Like Soundbar, we were never able to play records there until maybe a couple of years ago when we got the new DJ booth, because we had to pour concrete, because all our subs are right under the stage. And you get needle hops, and I
haven't even thought about something like that.
It sucked. So like, you got a concrete pour, make sure there's zero like feedback or anything.
Yeah.
So, depending on the show, I'll pack a bag for some of those shows, but just CDJs and records whenever.
You're just ready to go.
Yeah. whenever
That's
it makes
amazing.
sense. Yeah.
I mean, I've seen you crush some opening sets, and the one I saw you most recently was I saw you at Solardo, but your Mark Knight opening set. I don't know if you thought you
The
fucking
one at Prism?
killed. Yeah, you fucking killed that set, man. Like, Mark Knight is a great DJ, but you played a better set than him, and me and my friends were fucking loving it, man.
Mark's a fun dude. That was
Yeah.
like my 3rd or 4th show with him, and
Yeah.
then
He's a wild guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's fucking insane. Probably the last show before that I played with him was at Sound, and then
he's going back to Sound.
After that, he was supposed to play one of his all night long shows at Sound.
Got canceled, right?
And he got canceled. So
Yeah.
I get a call at like 9 p.m. I'm fucking stoned out of my ass on my couch from Lawrence. He's like, "Hey, could you play like 7 hours? Because Mark never made it to the airport." I'm like, "Let's go.
Let's go."
Yeah, 7-hour set down the tube.
See, there you go. You didn't have time to prepare, and you're ready to go.
Yep. And then the Prism. I don't remember much of that show. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, you fucking killed it, man.
But yeah, that was. I mean, I enjoy playing it.
But I could tell, like, I could see you analyzing, you know, and like I'm not the person who like goes
see what's going on.
Yeah,
see
like,
how people react. You know,
how do you read a crowd? Because like from my perspective, you can't make everybody happy, right? But what
No,
you can
of course
do
not.
is find somebody who is into it and kind of pull their energy because they're gonna energize their friends around them and vice versa.
That and there's so many subgenres of house to where it's also. I have a massive library. Like anytime I go to a show, I have at least probably 2 terabytes worth of music on hand, like that I could like go through.
Christ.
So it's like you could try you could try tech house, see something how something like that's gonna work. You could always try doing something like a little wompier, something like Dirty Bird or a Box of Cats tune.
Right.
And it's all about paying attention to how they react with each one of those sounds. But then part of opening, especially if you're doing a longer opening, I think the most challenging part of that, and a lot of people still fuck it up, is you got to go peaks and valleys. You got to bring them. You got to bring a crowd up. You got to get them super hype. You also got to know you got to take it down.
Yeah.
Peaks and valleys. You got to take them down, chill them out a little bit. It's ups and downs, and then a lot of people just think it's just one big build up, and it doesn't really work out because people get bored at that point. So
That's true.
It's about bringing them up, bringing them back down, bringing them up, back down. And that's the best way to open rooms, I think. At least in my opinion, because people get kind of worn out.
Right.
If you're just playing super boring chill shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
But
and it's respectful, quote unquote. Right.
It is. Yeah, and even going up and down is respectful, but you gotta time it correctly. You know.
Right.
It is really you can't really teach it. It's one of those things that you just get from experience, and thankfully I've been gracious enough to be given experience.
I mean, man, you've opened for Fisher, like I said, Mark Knight, Eric Murillo.
That Fisher show was great. I love with Hiroko. That was a blast.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you do all these awesome back-to-backs, and that's the question I have for you. But I want to ask you first, I mean, you don't play in your sets, you never will. I mean, when you are going to open for someone like MK, right? Have you ever opened for someone that you don't know their music very well? And, like, how much are you kind of playing the game of the peaks and valleys with warming up the crowd, like giving the crowd the build-up moment to the headliner?
There's not many artists that I've opened for that I'm not familiar with.
Okay.
If it was somebody, obviously, like, if Lawrence was like, "Hey, you want to open for fucking Snails?" I'd be like, "How the fuck is that gonna work?" You know. So obviously, it has to be like within a comfortable realm.
Right. You did just show me some dubstep.
Really?
Making, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Plenty of that. And again, it's a fun thing. If I can't come up with something that I like am really stoked on for house, cool. I'll 150 BPM, and I'll just start writing something random.
Right.
That's totally out of my comfort zone.
Right.
And that's a good thing to do, because when you do that, you also learn new shit. You teach yourself new shit. But I would say the only recent one that I wasn't too familiar with was the Lala weekend when I had to open for Madion. And I wasn't super. I think also a lot of people didn't read the flyer and see that it said Madion DJ set.
Yeah,
and not
true.
Madion live.
Right.
So, like,
it's interesting to have to do that these days.
It was kind of discouraging. Like that show, like kids would come in and then they just like
sit.
What? They'd like sit down Indian style, just waiting for Madion. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what's like? It's super disrespectful.
In the club?
One. Yeah, inside the club. Number two, it's like I did that show back to back with Tombs, And I think after we saw that, we were just like, let's do whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
absolutely.
And it worked out well.
Yeah.
Because after, I think we played for 3 hours.
Mm-hmm.
After fucking the first 90 minutes and kids are all fucking starting to drink.
Right.
And pills kick in. It's like, all right, cool.
Here we go.
Yeah, now they're standing up. Now they're moving around a little bit.
Right.
So it's it doesn't really happen that often where I'll play just a totally random ass show where I don't know who the fuck the headliner is. But I do make it a point to, before every show, I don't plan anything, but I will always come to my studio before a show and go through my promos on In-Flight and everything, see if anything new has came in, look through Beatport, see if there's anything like that's sick that I like, and always put a new like playlist in full of like new tunes and everything, just to keep it interesting and varied
for yourself.
For myself, for other people too.
Yeah, of course.
But like, I think that's the most important aspect of before I go into a set to open for an artist. Another thing, I'll always go 1001 track list, and I'll look the artist up I'm opening for, see what they've been playing lately. Which is a huge thing. You know. And some artists are harder. If you open for a guy like Seth Troxler, you don't know what kind of Seth you're going to get. You don't know if you're going to get techno Seth. You don't know if you're going to get disco Seth. You don't know what the hell you're going to get.
Amen to that, right?
Some people, you just got to you got to look up whatever their last recording is and be like, all right, like, maybe what's he or she playing right now? Like, so you could go into it appropriately.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely. And on top of that, man, I mean, you do, from what I've seen, more times than not, back-to-back sets, right?
There's a few people that I really enjoy playing with. A lot of people, because like I'm pretty technical when I DJ. Like I run a lot of loops. I'll run 3, sometimes 4 tracks at a time, running shit together. So it's a lot of people. There's some people that are comfortable with that. Some people that aren't. Right. And then playing with some people want you to be a little hands off, to where it's like, cool, you throw 2 tracks, fuck off somewhere, I'll play 2 tracks. You know, like Gene's one of those guys. Like I love playing with Gene, but Gene's one of those dudes like, don't fucking touch the mixer while I'm fucking playing or I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like, one of those things. Which it's cool, to each their own. A lot of people are like, it's not a bad thing at all. No. It's cool, but there's other people that I could like really get into it and like do creative looping. Intermodal is one of those dudes. Great Infinity. Love playing with him as well, but yeah, there's some people that are more comfortable with like going into crazy obscure loops and then like doing a cappella sample over it while they're mixing in. Some people get nervous about it, but it's like other people are like, trust you enough to you know, do it and not fuck it up.
Who's been some of your favorite people you back to back with then?
You know what? Surprisingly, Ryan Marks.
Yeah.
From Loudpack. Me and him a couple years ago did like a 4-hour set before I forget who the fuck it was. It was a Lala weekend. He just happened to be in town. He's like, fucking played that. It was a blast. Intermodal, awesome to play with. I've been playing with Marty for years. Infinity's always a blast. Yeah. Hiroko. Yeah. Awesome. I love playing with Hiroko. We played the Fisher show together, and that was like her first time playing like not techno.
That's not her style.
No, Hiroko plays this fucking dark techno beaters.
Dude,
like
she plays shit you never heard before every time.
So yeah, she's another one. She's great. Miss Sylvia is another. Yeah? The girls are fucking killing it, man.
They are.
The girls in Chicago are more talented than
Dude,
a lot of the fucking guys.
I just had Hummingbird on, and she's incredible.
She's a sweetheart. Yeah. She's awesome.
I mean, it's not even like hidden talent, you know. Like they're there.
It's not. They're there because while the other dudes are out there making fucking T-shirts with their logo on it,
fucking around and shit.
She's in there fucking practicing,
crushing it,
learning how to fucking make music.
Yes.
You know, it's one of those things. So
yeah, absolutely.
She's great. I like Hummingbird. I haven't seen her playing in a while, but yeah, she's really
got some
good.
big shows coming up at Spy Bar that I'm still not sure I'm allowed to say, but I'm sure you're gonna see there soon. But I want to talk music with you. So Box of Cacts, Ferris Wheel, Pool House. I mean, from everything you just took me through before, you said you don't have a definitive sound. Do you feel like you're getting there, or like what is your style?
Not at all.
Not at all.
No, not whatsoever. I know that should be something to aim for, like knowing, but I kind of like the position I'm in where I can kind of write anything, send it to anyone without a label being like, "Oh, this is different for you." It's
right.
Like, you know. I think being varied, it's not something a lot of people like or would even recommend doing. Yeah. But I think being varied in your styles and your tastes is super important. Yeah. And especially, like, I feel like I learn a lot more than other people by venturing into some of these other genres, like making hip hop beats and shit, because the mix process is drastically different.
Right.
If you're gonna make a hip hop tune versus making like a tech house tune, the mix process is night and day, like total 180.
So true.
Totally different. So you learn all these new techniques as you're going through, like making random shit, even if it's something that you have no desire or like end game to put out or even release. You're still gaining knowledge by finishing the track. You know, like creating it. You're learning all this new shit. And
do you ever take something from a hip hop track and apply it to a tech house track and vice versa?
Vocals, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think that's like mainly the go-to for a lot of tech house samples is like
of
old
course.
fucking hip hop beats, old film samples and shit.
Dude, that David Bowie one you showed me was really
man, I love Bowie. Getting that sample cleared is gonna fucking suck. But I think it'll be worth it.
We'll get there, man. We'll get there. I mean, to me, you're kind of like unique in and of the sense that, okay, you don't have your sound, but you're not pigeonholing yourself, like you said, right?
Exactly. It's super important. If I was pigeonholed, if I were to put a track out tomorrow and it went #1 on Beatport and turned into a massive thing, then that's what everybody will expect of me from there on.
Right.
You know? Which sucks. That would fucking suck.
Right.
Yeah, it'd be horrible.
You could lose your creative drive because that may not be what you like the
You're
most.
recycling the same fucking thing over and over and you're like, all right, like I'm over it now. You know, that would just suck. I would rather put a track out, have it do okay, because then I could go the next day and fucking release a track in a totally different genre. Like, I think the last time I put my last track that came out on Box of Cats, I think it was, that same week I had the dubstep track come out with Porn and Chicken. And both of them charted. Like, I had a tech house track in the top 100,
serious?
and then I had a dubstep track that was like in the top 25. I'm like, this is fucking hilarious. Like, it's totally random, but that's what I love, is because there's separation between both worlds, both genres, and it's just cool that I could go and I could work on anything whenever I want. You know, like any style. I'll wake up one morning, maybe I'll be in a rap mood. Wake up the next morning, maybe I'll just be in a house mood.
Yeah, you never know.
But I think that's also, again, I'll say it again, like if I'm trying to work on a house track and just nothing's clicking, like nothing's getting there, nothing's doing it for me, I could just save it. Then maybe I'll start a rap beat.
Yeah.
Something totally different. And then from there, maybe I'll pull a chord.
Yeah.
Like I'll play a chord or I'll pull some strings up and I'm like, okay, these are sick.
Yeah.
Then I could go back, I'll be like, sweet, I'll apply it to the house track and then, cool, now I'm going, you know?
Why force it?
Yeah, don't force it. Let shit happen organically. Because if you force it, then you're not really having fun either. You know?
Do you feel like there's a place where your creative ideas come from, like, for all these different things? I mean, are you just, like, filling up a glass of water or drinking a White Claw or smoking a cigarette outside and all of a sudden you're like, boom, holy shit. Like, how does that process work for you?
To be honest, you know what it was for a while was going out to shows that were out of my comfort zone.
Really?
Like, I'll play a house, like, I'll direct support someone on a Friday, big house show, 1,500 people.
Yeah.
The next night, I'll be like, oh, fucking Suicide Boys are playing at Aragon. Fuck it, I'm going to go to that.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you'll just hear, like, an intro or, like, a pluck of some sort, and you'll be like, that's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Notepad on your phone, notepad on your phone, be like, all right, that's sweet. Go back to the studio, and you'll pull something up, and you'll start playing it, and you'll be like, all right, cool, I got this. This is tight. I like this vibe now.
Yeah.
But I think that's, like, a big thing a lot of people, especially in house, a lot of house and techno people don't do. Like, go out to shows that are not within their realm of, like, genre choice.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I'll go to metal shows, I'll go to fucking hip-hop shows. Like, I think it's really important because then that's only going to help you be creative when it comes to writing a house tune. Like, when you get ideas to use sounds that are not prevalent within house music.
Right.
And you retool them and make them work in a house tune, like, because it's original,
right?
Which I think I think that helps the most. Going to shows and listening to music that you're typically not comfortable with, because there's good ideas in every genre. You just got to search them out.
I totally agree with you. I think that's concept, like, it's almost the concept of fear, right? Like, you go in something outside your comfort zone, whether you like it or not, you challenge yourself.
There's good music everywhere. You just got to you got to search it out.
Yeah.
The same thing. even if it's something that I'll put out and release, I've said it time and time again, like,
Yeah.
a lot of people, it might not be for everybody, might not be the greatest, but in the end, everything quality is always going to find its way. Eventually.
I saw you said that in an interview, and
I did.
I relate to that.
And
completely.
to this day, that's why I'm not in any rush to get anything big.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing this for 12 years. It's eventually something will happen.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not now,
Right.
but I'm still having, as long as I'm still having fun with it.
Yeah.
Like, I have a day job,
Right.
so it's like, I still consider this a hobby.
Mhm.
I just happen to be good at my hobby.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I enjoy doing it, but I'm in no rush. I'm not trying to be some big guy, and I think the most valuable thing that I could really give or provide to the scene in general
Mhm.
is I love finding hungry ass kids that really want to do this and make it work,
Mhm.
that might not have the platform that I have.
Yeah.
And bring them in here. I do once a month here. I have a crew of maybe 10 kids that are all really, really good producers that are just trying to learn more. I have them come in here and we'll sit here for maybe 5-6 hours. I'll go through all their tracks with them, plug their computer in. We'll look at what they're doing wrong, what they're doing right,
Wow.
what we can adjust.
Yeah.
We do these meetups here. Don't charge them anything. Have them come in, and again, there'll be like 8-9 kids in here, and we'll all just be going through shit. Cool, plug your computer in. Let's see what
Next
you got.
up, yeah.
You know, like, and that helps them out a lot.
Yeah.
You know, and especially, say one of them comes across, makes a fucking banger.
Mhm.
Cool. I have the platform and connections to make that happen as a release. If you make a dope ass
that,
tune, it's
Steve,
like,
yeah.
sick. Give it to me. I'll fucking send it off right now.
How many talented musicians are sitting in their basement with no mediums, right, or no platforms?
No platform, no idea how to send demos out, no idea how to finish a mix down or anything.
Mhm.
You know, and I think that's the most important thing I could probably give back. Especially, I think it's drastically important to start kind of breeding the next
Yeah.
crew of Chicago people, because in
Mhm.
my opinion, Chicago has the most talented artists out of any other city in this country.
Yeah.
DJs especially.
Mhm.
Gene Ferris said it best. If you could cut your teeth playing Chicago clubs,
Mhm.
you could fucking play any club in the world.
Look at him fucking
And
crushing high Ibiza. Like
it's true.
yeah.
Chicago truly, in my opinion, has the most talent. Like, our shittiest DJs will still take 15 dumps all over some people that
I
are consistently
totally
playing
agree.
shows in LA.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's
It's
insane.
not crazy at all. It's just
Well,
people are hungry as fuck here.
It's the Midwest, right? Like,
It
I was
is.
talking to some guy about the difference between Chicago and LA and New York, and like the hustle of Chicago people, right? But also the Midwest attitude is just genuine, but also hardworking.
Yeah, Chicago is LA with none of the cringe. That's all it is,
Yeah.
man.
That's so fucking perfect.
It's true. It really is.
You played
So,
shows in other cities. What's your opinion when you go out there?
I haven't played in LA in years. To be honest, it's with my day job. It's super hard to make it make sense monetarily.
Yeah,
like,
of
I'm not gonna burn vacation days just to go make fucking
$200
like
bucks.
$300 somewhere or shit. You know, so it's not really. It's not really a priority of mine to play, because I'm fortunate enough that I've established myself as being able to fucking open rooms appropriately.
Yeah.
There's a reason I play every Saturday at Soundbar for
Right.
X amount of years. Like, there's
Right.
a reason.
Yeah.
And I don't think I'm being cocky in saying that either. I think it's
No.
I think it's more so also on Lawrence's part, being the GM. Like, I think he's comfortable knowing that the room's in safe hands before a headliner is going to go on, so he doesn't have to worry about what the fuck's going on.
Yeah.
He's got other operational shit to deal with.
Right.
So I think it's really important to be able to go into any scenario for any genre,
Mhm.
trance, techno, house, down-tempo, anything,
Right.
and be able to service that crowd correctly. you
Yeah.
know?
Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
And that's also why you'll always see, a lot of times I'll just bring people on and to play with me, because I have the platform to do that. I'm getting booked on the shows. I think it's really important that I'm reaching out and extending the branch
Yeah.
to let other people come in and play these shows with me, get the experience they need
Mhm.
for newer artists. You
Right.
know, test the waters on some of them.
Yeah.
Provide feedback, see what they're doing wrong. You know, and the best way you could learn anything is getting thrown in the fucking shit.
That's so true.
Best way to learn to bartend, throw someone who's never bartended before behind a bar with 100 people waiting for drinks.
Yeah.
They'll pick it up within an hour.
Right.
And I think the same thing goes for DJing.
Yeah.
You know?
How do you react under pressure?
Yeah. It's the best. That's the true test.
Amen.
Anyone could practice and play a good set by themselves. Just put them in front of fucking 500 people.
Right.
You never know. Get the jitters and everything. So
Everything changes. Everything changes.
But I think that's super important. A lot of people don't do that in Chicago. They'll be like, I've been around X amount of years. I get this direct support slot. It's mine. I think the complete opposite. I think it's kind of my duty that I have the platform. I have the experience playing these shows for me to extend the olive branch and bring some people in that I think are like doing it.
Yeah.
You know, right now, like gaining some steam.
Yeah.
Sending me tracks that are pretty cool. Cool, come play the show with me. Let's see how you do. You know?
That means so much to people like that, too.
I think it's super important, and I think a lot more people need to start doing it.
And the GMs of Chicago, you know, the Lawrence, the Mikes, like, they believe in you and they trust you, so
yeah, I'm
questions,
fortunate for
right?
that.
Yeah. I mean, that's amazing. On top of that, I mean, being a creative, a DJ producer, it has its ups and downs, right? I mean, what's been something you've had to overcome personally or professionally, and how'd you get through it?
I've been pretty fortunate where nothing drastic has happened to me, knock on wood, but yeah, I really can't think of anything
good.
that's like happened like negatively
Right.
to me recently.
Right.
Like, yeah.
I wish more people gave that answer.
Yeah, I no like crazy family deaths or anything. Like, nothing's really impacted me super hard on a negative tip.
That's
I
good.
would say.
You embrace the positivity, right?
Yeah, it's fun. I don't like to. I'm not a super positive, like, blessed to wake up this day, like, you know, like the people you see, like, and it's like every single person that goes to Burning Man every year, it's just like a huge thing of positivity, and it's just like sometimes see it, you're like, shut the fuck up.
Sometimes
like,
it's good to know there's shit
like,
in the world, right?
I'm glad you're happy, I'm glad you're at Burning Man, but
Yeah.
remember, next week you gotta come home and sleep on that fucking mattress on the floor, so, you know.
You're
one of
fucking
those.
real, man.
So
Yeah, I
it's-
mean...
None of the fake shit. Speak your mind. Do whatever you feel like doing, and hopefully it works out for you. But you're ultimately responsible for yourself.
Amen to that. Amen to that, Steve. Now, you've seen a lot of things change in the electronic music scene. I mean, we're coming up on 2020, which is fucking insane. I mean, I'm sure it's crazier for you.
Yeah, I turned 30 this year, so
Yeah?
yeah, I'm starting to feel it bad.
So 10 years ago, you were 20, right?
I'm like 84 in nightlife years.
That's so true. What's the fucking ratio there, the dog years? 1 year is...
Fuck, 1 year.
7.
I would say it's pretty close to
dog
dog years, yeah. 100%.
Damn, I'm dying soon then. Fuck. I mean, what's gonna be when, you know, it's 2030? What do you expect the next decade for music?
I'm not sure. I don't like to really think, even with work and just personal life too. My mother fucking hates it too, because she's like, what are you gonna do and blah, blah, blah. It's like, I don't know. I don't like to think.
Yeah.
I don't like to plan outside of the necessities for the future.
Yeah.
Let me just live and figure out what the fuck's going on now.
Love that.
You know?
Yeah.
So I have no idea. I really think that I just am gonna keep plugging away, keep finishing music, random shit, and maybe something will pop, maybe something won't. If it doesn't, it's not gonna ruin my day.
You're gonna keep enjoying the ride.
I'm just gonna keep doing what I love, because this is fun. Like, it's making music is fun.
Yeah.
The second it becomes more about business than being fun, is the second I'll fucking sell my shit and just call it quits.
Do you see that happen to a lot of people?
Oh, there's plenty of people that just kind of up and disappear out of nowhere. It hasn't really happened to most larger artists like recently, but shit, right around like the 2010, 11, 12, and 13, there was a wealth of huge, like, massive producers that were touring and everything, and just fucking up and disappeared out of nowhere.
That's true.
And I think that's what happens when music starts to become stale to a certain point, and everybody's kind of like doing the same shit.
Yeah.
Like, and I really think music is kind of at that point right now, sadly, within some genres. Like, there's little subcultures of, like, tech house where it's just kind of like, if you gave me 15 tracks and I played all of them, I wouldn't be able to tell you who the fuck made any of them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where people are kind of being very formulaic with the way they're making music.
Yeah.
And
no swing,
kind of
like
just
you said,
wanting to like do shit that they know is gonna work versus experimenting and taking risks and doing interesting things. So I I mean, you saw it with EDM too, like with
Yeah.
mainstream EDM. Like every fucking big room track sounds the same, and it's just one note. You know,
Large kick drum.
and it's
fucking-
like, it's when things get stale. I also think that also provides like a breeding pool of artists that are
sick of it.
gonna get hungry enough to like do something drastically different.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So there's a plus and a negative to it.
Yeah.
Obviously, you have to deal with watered down shit, but on the same time, there's probably 1,000 people that are making it interesting. They just don't have the platform to get it out.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, you just got to do what you can. Upload everything you make. Just put it out. Put it out there.
Have you ever considered doing a label? Because I feel like
That has crossed my mind a couple times.
you got a ear for.
Especially with how easy it is to launch a label these days. It's not super expensive, and
Yeah.
the way distribution works, like companies like DistroKid and everything make it so fucking simple, so user friendly.
Yeah.
Like I have a friend I went to high school with, doesn't really pursue that like music that much, still makes music, but he runs like a subscriber only SoundCloud that puts out tracks for free, and he's got like upwards of 50,000 subscribers to it, and it's like
Shit.
random, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's super easy to launch a brand, a label, whatever now, and get it successful with
Right.
how prevalent social media and how connected everybody is.
Yeah.
So it's definitely crossed my mind. I think I would like to, if I ever did it, I think I would definitely want to partner with somebody on it. You
Yeah,
know?
definitely.
I wouldn't want to do it by myself.
Nah,
100%.
it's a bit of an undertaking, right?
Yeah, and more minds, obviously, is more like having 2-3 people is better than just one brain.
Yeah.
You know, like look at Box of Cats I think there's 5. It's like Wongo, Kyle Watson, Jeff W, Tom EQ. There's like 5 people that oversee, and they all have to agree on every track that comes out. And I think it's a really smart thing to do because, like I said again, 5 brains is more powerful than one.
Yeah.
5 social outreaches is more positive than just one person. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see you running that shit though, for real.
I would love to eventually do it, but I think it's kind of.
It's not in the cards.
Yeah,
Currently.
I mean, it's in the card. It's in the cards, just at the bottom of the deck right now. It's not like something that's a priority.
Yeah. What's in your hand then right now? What are you gonna fucking put down? Full House? Fucking dope tracks that you just showed me.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
What do you got coming? What?
I'm really excited for the one tune that I did with Eyes Everywhere that comes out on Club Sweat at the end of the year. I have another tune I did with Intermodal that's going to come out on the ADE sampler for Ferris Wheel.
Okay.
Right before ADE.
That's awesome.
And shit.
That's soon because ADE's in November.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
And then I have 2 tracks with John Summit that are like just under halfway done. We gotta kind of he's a really dope dude to work with, but he's also one of the guys just like me where it's like we can't sit and write the whole track together. It's like you gotta have your own fucking time with it.
Yeah.
While I'm not there, and vice versa, you know. And I think I think it's great to do that. And then I have 2 or 3 tracks with Rick Hexes for our Cervante project that we just haven't shopped yet to anybody. And then just a bunch of other random shit.
Yeah, like
just
what was that rapper's name?
Random beats. Man, that rap shit's gonna be fun. It's the drummer Cameron Loesch from Born of Osiris.
Yeah.
And he's we've been working on this rap EP for just about a year, but they tour so much, so it's small doses here and there. We'll work on it, we'll revisit it, and it's like 3 tracks are done out of the 5, so I hope to finish that by the end of the year and get it out by like March next year by the latest, you know?
Yeah, of course.
So.
Well, I just want to acknowledge you one more time, everything you're doing for the scene. I mean, you're an unbelievable producer, an unbelievable DJ, and you, to me, are a perfect definition of someone who is enjoying the ride, and whether you have the success that people call success or not, doesn't matter to you because you're having a good time.
Yeah. Again, it's not a bad thing to wake up hungry, like, fuck, like...
Yeah.
You
work hard.
I'm gonna get big one day, blah, blah, blah. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, I'm one of those people, like, let's see what happens. I'm gonna have fun with it. If something works out, cool. If I put a track out and it top 10s, sick. If it doesn't chart at all, sick, whatever, it still came out. You know, it's you gotta take everything with a grain of salt and smell the fucking roses once in a while.
The best is yet to come.
Yeah, smell the roses once in a while. I'm in a good position. I'm not getting greedy over not touring or anything. Like, you know, it's not.
Dude, I mean,
cool. That'd be cool to do, but
soundbar Saturday. That's
yeah,
debatably better than touring.
I enjoy it. I get to hang out at home, sleep in my bed every night.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. And you got Saturday coming up. You got Chris Lake coming up too after Labor Day.
Chris Lake's gonna be a blast, and
that's sold out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, that shit's sold out. They're like, who do you think should play before you? I'm like, nobody. Let me just fucking play the whole 4 hours. Come on, like, yeah.
That's
give me that
man.
money. Let me play the 4 hours.
Yeah, of course.
Like, any less than 2 hours of cock tease sucks.
Yeah.
Like, cool. I just played like 58 minutes. Now I'm fucking warmed up and I'm into it.
Yeah.
And now, like, you want me to get off? Like,
every set you just mentioned was, I played a 4 hour set, 5 hour set, the 7 hour set.
I love them. I absolutely love them. 2 hours minimum is like, that's cool.
your deal.
That's cool. Yeah.
And everybody knows that.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
That was a
Thanks
fun
for coming
set.
on, man.
Yes,
Absolutely,
Thank
bro.
you. Anytime.